How's it going, everybody? Nick Daniels here, yet again, bringing you folks another little vlog rant. But today, I guess it's going to be a bit of a rant here, just sitting in the car, chilling. Just some cars out there. You can see some stores here. We're just chilling out. Got a couple minutes to kill. So I'm working today, doing my thing, selling some computers, fixing some computers, that kind of thing. No big deal. And two customers did this, actually. Two elderly people, a woman and a man, and two separate occasions. They didn't know each other, that kind of thing. And it's really funny because I think it's just like a typical assumption that like a young guy, right, would like be gaming, right? Because this woman's looking at like a laptop and she's like, listen, like, she's like, telling me about it, what she needs it for. And she's like, listen, like, I just need to check emails, Facebook, that kind of thing. She's like, I don't game. No, I bet you game, right? You must game. It's like, nope, not really. Like, honestly, she found it hard to believe. And I was like, yeah, like here or there, but it's like, yeah, no, not really. And she's like, well, what do you use your computer for? And I was like, well, video editing, I do some Photoshop work on there, run some virtual computers and virtual networks, which are kind of demanding. I want to get VR going at some point, which, technically you could either use for the gaming or for, like fucking just seeing shit. Like VR, like snowboarding. Like they have like a video like that, eh? Like it's like snowboarding, but it's like in the VR. Well, I've snowboarded, and then this guy came up, this older gentleman earlier, and he couldn't get his Facebook to work. I walked him through it, got it working, Facebook's working, and then at the end of the day, he's just like, yeah, like you must be right on these, eh? Like I know you're all over Snapchat and Facebook, and I'm like, I don't actually have either of those, and he just like shuts right up. He's like, oh, well, that's interesting, would have never guessed. It's like, dude, just because I'm young and I work in a tech industry, I get it, but it's like, it doesn't necessarily mean that every single time I'm going to have all the latest, applications and whatever. Most of that I think is just nonsense. And I think it's absolute rubbish that people just blow all their money on it all the time, or not all their money necessarily, but all their time on it. But I just think it's funny, man. People always just assume, right? And you ever hear that saying, man, like assuming is just always a bad thing? Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily that, but, oh, what are we doing here? Fucking phone, Jesus Christ. There we go. Yeah, I don't think it's always, like, necessarily a bad thing, but it's just, I guess how you look at it, right, is, man, when you assume, you just assume fucking shit. It would be like a girl that looks, like, slightly bigger, and you're like, oh, hey, she's probably pregnant. And if you say that, like, you're eating crap. You know what I mean? Because you assumed. It's like going on Tinder and there's like a chick and she's got a kid in the picture and you assume it's her kid, but it's actually her nephew, right? You fucked up. It's the same shit. I don't know, man. Assuming? Well, doesn't get you anywhere. How you doing?